solid. Welcome to FrightFest. We are here talking about Scopophobia, which has just had its world premiere. How does it feel to finally, after a few years in the works, have this film in the world?
I'm ecstatic, honestly. Since arriving and just seeing all the people who worked on the film and acted in the film showing up to celebrate the shoot that we had, because it wasn't an easy shoot. It was across a year. With no money, so we really had to get along very well. So seeing everybody and all the people who didn't work on the film showing up to see what we worked so hard on, I mean, it's just the biggest relief I could ask for.
And how was the feeling in the screening? You know, what was the initial reaction from the audience?
I intentionally asked to sit right down the front so I couldn't see anybody's reactions, because if they were silent, then I didn't want to see why they were silent. But actually, we got a lot of laughs in some places where I forgot that the jokes were jokes, because I was obviously trying to get the actors to speak the truth of the lines and let the crowd find it funny. So it was nice to finally have a crowd to find it funny and be reminded of some of that stuff, and obviously the horror, hearing them scream and squirm, and I mean, it's what it's all been building towards, so I'm just glad it landed the way we wanted it to.
And it screens as part of the First Blood strand, which is, this programming within the festival that champions, new voices. How important do you think it is that, festivals like FrightFest do give a platform to people like yourselves?
Oh, huge. I mean, it's so difficult. Even the worst film anybody's ever seen it was somebody's labour of love and took years to make, and people don't realise how much work goes into it and how much of somebody's heart and soul goes into it, even when it doesn't feel that way. So the fact that so many young filmmakers without a budget, with nothing flashy about their films, can easily get turned down from these big festivals. Even the small festivals sometimes don't want them. So I think it's really important for FrightFest, with horror in particular, because so many low-budget filmmaking is horror, that there is this special, specific opportunity for them to come up and have this this context in which people go into it with love and understand that this was made for next to nothing, or this was made by first-timers, and just celebrate it for what it is, because I think, that's really, really important.
And one of the things that I really love about this film is how you managed to nail the teenage girl friendship, and that group of people that don't move away from each other and grow up and maybe become a little bit more toxic towards one another. How did you channel your inner teenage girl?
As you might have guessed, I'm not a teenage girl, and I haven't been a teenager at all in quite a while, but I grew up with lots of friends who were girls, and who were, as well as being friends with me, they had their sort of girly clique, usually that they were only friends with because they came from a small village, and those were the girls from that village, or those were the girls from their primary school that, they just also feel this obligation or responsibility to maintain a friendship with. And I just had this insight, like an outsider's perspective of this type of clique friendship. And I just thought it was a horror movie in itself, just the idea that these so many people are just having to be friends with these horrible people, or girls who are specifically horrible to them. But that's just what small town Welsh life is like for some girls. So I knew I wanted to explore that in some way. I knew when I had the idea for the midpoint of the film, not to give too much away, that I wanted it to explore the pitfalls of having these four characters pitted against each other. So I thought friends who have been friends since they were teenage girls was the perfect opportunity to bring that idea in.
And for those that couldn't be here at FrightFest, where can they, follow the film to find out news about, future screenings and an eventual release?
Yeah, if you go to Melyn Pictures, that's MELYN Pictures.com, that's the name of the production company. It's called Melyn, fun fact, because that's the Welsh word for yellow, which is giallo, and a link to the giallo films of Italy. But yeah, if you go to melynpictures.com, we've got all our screenings up on there. We keep it up to date. We've got a couple in my hometown of Carmarthen, where we shot a lot of the film, coming up. And then we've got one in America already set, one in York, in Dead Northern, coming up as well. So there'll be tickets sort of popping up here and there on the website. So yeah, that'll be great.
Lovely. Best of luck with the film. So Catrin and Bethany, welcome to FrightFest. We're here talking about Scopophobia, which has just had its screening at FrightFest. How did the screening go? What was the reaction like?
Oh, the reaction was wonderful. I think it was completely fantastic to hear people laughing and being genuinely quite shocked at certain things. To hear like the sharp intakes of breath and whatnot when there was something scary, or when the music is kind of climaxing and everybody's like, you can feel the tension in the audience amongst the people, and then following that, having spoken to people, and people that you don't know, just genuine horror fans, and hearing what they thought of it has been one of the most heartwarming feelings I've had since I've started acting in my career. It's, really proud, actually, really proud.
Yeah, really, the pride is actually the central sort of feeling. To see it come to fruition being so long, I think everyone could feel sort of the pride coming through, and also the relief that we've got it here. It's amazing. It's so cool. And also really, really satisfying to get those kind of visceral reactions quite quickly. You're never sure how something's going to land. It landed. We're very happy about that. And got some unexpected laughter in there as well.
The laughter was amazing.
And what a treat to get something out of a film that you know inside out, that you didn't even get before. So we've actually seen a different film again from the audience reaction. So,
And what was it about, this script and these characters that made you both want to get involved with, what has ended up being years of your lives?
It was honestly the script and the team. So the script obviously is your initial impression of the project. When I got told, here's a character, she's called Samantha, have a read. I instantly related to her. She was going through exactly what I went through when I was a lot younger than the characters are in the film, when I was in school. So naturally you're going to have a bond with that character, and I was very excited to actually work through some emotions with it. And then of course we met the team, Aled, and it just had this real kind of underdog energy about it, and that's what was so fun to do. Crazy night shoots and so much fun, too much sugar, a lot of silliness, but look what it created.
Yeah, I think from day one, having met Aled and seeing his passion and how he's came to us with this script, where it was just a project that came so much from his heart, and you can so tell that from everything about it, even the fact that it's about Carmarthenshire, where he is from, and it's about girls that it's not based on a true story, but it's set in his truth, and I know he wrote it with you in mind, Beth, and from the way in which that Alice and I met, which was when I was working in a cafe just after finishing drama school, and then he said to a friend of mine, I know you know Catrin, and I have this idea and I have this script, and it was all so interesting, and nothing about it felt terrifying or daunting at any point. It was just, we're going to make this, and we're going to do it with the budget that we have, and we're going to make it the very best film possible. And I completely think that that's what happened. And even from very day one of reading the script, I felt this passion and the energy that everybody wanted to give to the script. And from the reaction today, I think it somehow came too. Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for your time. Go and enjoy the rest of your festival. Thank you.
Thank you.